Hello. Now, over the last few months, I've been getting really into cinematography. I want to make a short this summer, and I have all these ideas in my head. One of them specifically that I kind of want to wait on making because it's a little closer to my heart. I don't want that to be, my first project that's like super rough. But I thought that I would sort of do this video as a bit of an exploration for soccer. More specifically, how do you shoot soccer or football? Apologies. But how do you shoot something like that in a very interesting way, like dynamic and fun, like how good action is shot? I think the most recent example of like a successful mainstream soccer related narrative is Ted Lasso, which is a great show. I love that show. But the one problem is the actual scenes of them playing. It's kind of boring. It feels fake, especially early on. But even still, it lacks intensity. You can tell, like, I've been playing since I was 5 or 6, and I'm like normal good at this point. I'm 19. I'm decent, nowhere near professional. And even me in my men's league games, it's way, way more intense than it ever was on that show. It lacked the physicality. You can tell these actors, like, maybe they have a little bit of chops, right? That was part of the audition process, I know, was they had to send a little mixtape of them playing. And some of them, you can tell they got some skill on the ball. But a lot of, like, the extra players, they're just not athletic, and they're not moving in a way that only really these professionals can move, or just people in general who have played for a long time. But I think that intensity and the thought process, the mental quickness, and the reading of the game could all be conveyed partially through the performance itself, through good directing, but also through camera work. And so that's what I'm going to be kind of experimenting with today. I've drawn a couple storyboards, but I'm going to start from scratch and just show a couple of the shots that I have in my head. Here we are. First of all, forgive me. I'm not good at drawing storyboards. This is something I got to work on. Pose drawing specifically is a bit of a challenge, so it's going to be a little bit figurative, a little bit loose. Now, I have a couple different in-game scenarios, let's say, that I want to sort of try out here. Try to keep it at 4 frames per quick moments, but I think that my goal is readability of the action and showing the perspective of the player. And I think I'm well positioned to find that because, like I said, I've been playing for a long time. I coach. I have a pretty good insight into the game. And so we're going to start with a basic midfielder running in towards their defender, asking for the ball. As the pass is coming in, check the shoulder. Defender is on that shoulder. And so sort of take a touch on the outside and turn and go. So I've already done this one. I'm just going to do it quickly. So we're going to have, I guess, defender here. We're going very stick figure. And we'll have the attacker, or the midfielder, let's say, here sort of leaning forward, asking pass. And the defender is out of frame into this one, where we'll go a little bit wider. We'll have our midfielder sort of getting away. We'll picture him having sort of pushed off of this defender here, who's going to be maybe staggered a little bit. Yeah, you get the idea. So calls for it. Boom, push off his defender, kind of shrink this down, and then we can really have that ball coming in. You can see maybe that defender there. Pass the ball's coming in. Oh, that ball is huge. Again, very rough storyboards. This is just kind of trying to get what's in here onto the page as much as I can, just to get an idea. So he'll push off, go in to receive the ball. Now, the fun part about this shot is going to come in the blocking in terms of if there's a guy coming in or not. So we're going to say this defender is sort of left in the dust. Another guy coming maybe on the left shoulder, sprinting. We didn't even know he was there. He didn't even know he was there. That's why he's scanning. And we'll go sort of a medium. Say this is his face, right? So he's turning his head. The cool thing about this is that he's not just turning. He is moving forward as he's turning, which is going to reveal this guy's coming in hot, and he moved. So as he turns, he's also moving forward to reveal that he's there, and that gives that moment of boom, information for the viewer that yes, indeed, that defender's there. We're learning it at the same time as our protagonist. And then the last one is going to be the nice little touch away from this defender. So that is the first one. Now, this one, I haven't done it. This is going to take me a little longer maybe. I know that I want like a slide tackle in there, because that's just fun. And I know that, like the other one, it's the moment where you see the information from the defender's point of view that informs when he's going to commit the slide tackle, right? And for me, when I'm playing, that's always a heavy touch. And I think the way that we can illustrate a heavy touch is, again, sort of with the framing, like with the blocking, where maybe we can have a defender running behind, and that path of that ball, the touches from the attacking player, right, because he's a little bit behind the attacking player, can be a little bit, you just see that ball peeking out just a little bit on every touch. And then as soon as the ball goes to, let's say if we're looking at it from where they're placed on the right side of the frame, as soon as the ball hits sort of that left third, you can sort of, I think, accentuate that with sound as well. But that's the moment. As soon as it hits that heavy touch, then you hit the slide tackle shot. So that'll be, I guess, if I'm working backwards, I'll start in the third one. What I'm trying to avoid is like direct POV. because I feel like, not that it's cheap, but it takes away from the feeling of actually playing. You know, if you see those videos of like when they strap GoPros to players, it's cool because you see the POV, but that's not what it feels like to play. In your mind, it's a lot slower and it's a lot more deliberate. It's not like this, because with those GoPros, they're moving around with every movement, right? Usually it's not on the head and it's not simulating the eyes, and you just have like all that breathing and everything is super chaotic. So that's not what I want. I think ball goes out to here, ball to here. Maybe that's the angle that I want to hit. Attacker. We can have our defender here, and we've got our defender character. Zoom, 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 zoom. That ball, heavy touch. And then you get that moment. And I want it to be like sort of an opposite foot slide tackle. So for those of you who don't know, when you do a slide tackle, normally, because I'm right footed, if that ball is on my left, I'm coming in with my top leg and I'm hitting it inside like this, following my body. But you can also do more of a hook, which is where the ball will be on this side and I'll still be coming in at this angle, but instead I'm going to be hooking it with my back heel, and that's really just to clear it, because for me, I'm more comfortable sliding with my right, so I'll tend to do that more. So that's what we're going to do here, and that's sort of I think the pose generally, and that ball can kind of just go into the air. And the player, I'm not sure how much he's getting messed up, but hopefully you sort of get the idea. I think the setup for this one is going to be, maybe we got our protagonist here in sort of half action, so he's more watching his teammate get absolutely humbled and just on the ground, take a knee, like, man, that is rough, something like that. So he gets dribbled past, strong pose of our guy, bit exaggerated, but you get the idea. So this is the defending scenario. Now I'll do one last one quickly. All right, now I had to take a little break, and I did the next segment, and I forgot to press record on the camera, so that's my bad. So for this next one, I thought, why not do a goal kick? Reasonably dramatic, you know, always tense. So basing it on how I take my penalties, which is always the same run up, same angle, and I'm either going top right, bottom left. I mean, basically it's like you can either sort of curl it top right or cross it bottom left, and your body position is about the same. So it's sort of 50-50. And I'm gonna hit the same type of blocking as in the other ones. So in this third frame, I'm gonna just set up, put the net here, and we'll have our goalie sort of in his like he's about to dive, right? And he's diving that way. The guy taking the kick in frame is going to be blocked kind of like this, covering that bottom left. And then as he goes to take the kick, he is going to hit it into that bottom corner. So it's like not obvious at first. You think maybe he's going to be hitting it up here, but no. Finally, as he goes forward, tricks the keeper, right? So he's got the keeper diving this way, and that ball into that bottom corner. He's going to end up, I don't know, running off, celebrating maybe. Yay. And then the first two are sort of dramatic, you know, closes goalkeeper, and they look very unenthusiastic. Actors hopefully will do a better job. So that's essentially what I have in mind for this shot. Fairly straightforward, but I think with the right timing and blocking, you can sort of elevate it, make it a lot more dramatic and uncertain for the viewer as well. Right, so that was sort of the quick storyboarding. Yeah,